Scene script. Have you ever wondered why flies, such tiny creatures, can cause such a nuisance? Imagine this. You're enjoying a serene afternoon, perhaps sipping on a cup of hot coffee, when suddenly, that familiar buzzing sounds by your ear. An uninvited guest, the fly, has decided to join you. Flies, despite their minuscule size, have this uncanny knack for making their presence felt most disruptively. These pint-sized pests are everywhere, aren't they? From our homes to our picnic spots, there are hardly any places untouched by these winged invaders. Yet, have you ever stopped to consider why? What purpose do these creatures serve, apart from being a constant source of annoyance? Well, believe it or not, flies are not just about buzzing and bothering. They're a part of a larger picture, a vital cog in the wheel of our ecosystem. You see, every creature, no matter how small or seemingly irrelevant, has a role to play in the grand scheme of life. And flies are no exception. Flies are decomposers. They play a key role in breaking down organic waste, recycling nutrients back into the soil. Without them, our world would be a much messier place. And that's not all. Flies also serve as a crucial food source for a multitude of animals, including birds, reptiles, amphibians, and even other insects. But what about their more notorious reputation, the disease-spreading, food-contaminating one? Well, it's true. Certain species of flies are known carriers of harmful pathogens. However, it's important to remember that not all flies are disease spreaders. In fact, many types of flies are harmless to humans and contribute positively to our environment. So the next time you find yourself swatting at a pesky fly, remember, they're not just nuisances. They're an essential part of our world, playing a role that often goes unseen and unappreciated. Intriguing, isn't it, how these tiny creatures can have such a significant impact? Now let's dive deeper into the life of a fly. Our journey begins with a tiny egg, often laid in decaying organic matter like rotting fruit or animal waste. This may seem gross to us, but for a fly, it's the perfect nursery. The eggs hatch into larvae or maggots, which consume the surrounding material for sustenance. This stage of the life cycle is all about growth and preparation for the next transformation. After about a week, the larvae encapsulate themselves in a hard shell, or pupa. Inside this protective casing, an incredible metamorphosis occurs. The maggot transforms, reshaping and restructuring itself into a form we're all familiar with, the adult fly. Emerging from the pupal stage, the adult fly is ready to begin its life in earnest. Flies are diverse creatures with over 120,000 different species worldwide. Each type of fly has its own unique characteristics, but they all share the same basic life cycle. Take the housefly, for instance. This common pest has a remarkable ability to taste with its feet, helping it find food sources. Then there's the fruit fly, a favorite in scientific research due to its short life cycle and easily observable genetic traits. And let's not forget the impressive horsefly, known for its painful bite and high-speed flight. These are just a few examples of the fascinating variety within the world of flies. From the shimmering metallic green of a blowfly to the unique wing patterns of a crane fly, each species is a testament to the incredible adaptability and resilience of these tiny creatures. Despite their often negative reputation, flies play a crucial role in nature. They are pollinators, decomposers, and a food source for many other creatures. Their life cycle, from egg to adult, is a testament to the complexity and beauty of nature's design. Indeed, the life of a fly is more complex than we often give it credit for. You may ask, how do these tiny creatures contribute to our ecosystem? Well, that's a great question. Let's dive right into it. Flies, these seemingly insignificant insects, actually play a monumental role in our ecosystem. One of the major roles they play is as pollinators. Yes, you heard it right. Not just bees and butterflies, but flies too. They help in the pollination of a variety of plants. It's a little-known fact that some flowers are specifically designed to attract flies for pollination. These flowers often have a strong, sometimes unpleasant smell, which is irresistible to certain types of flies. Now, let's talk about another important role of flies, as a food source for other animals. Birds, spiders, frogs, and even other insects feast on flies. They are a crucial part of the food chain, providing sustenance for a multitude of species. But wait, there's more. Flies are also master decomposers. They play a significant part in breaking down dead matter and waste materials. You see, when flies lay their eggs in organic waste, the hatching larvae, commonly known as maggots, consume this waste. As they do so, they break it down and help to return essential nutrients back into the soil. They essentially speed up the process of decomposition and recycling of nutrients in nature. It's also worth mentioning that some species of flies are used in forensic science. They help in determining the time of death in criminal investigations by studying the life cycle of the fly larvae found on the bodies. So next time you see a fly buzzing around, remember that they are not just pests, but also major contributors to our ecosystem. These tiny creatures are performing tasks that are vital to the survival of many other species and to the health of our planet. So, even though they can be a bother, flies play a vital part in maintaining the balance of our ecosystem. Scene script. Are you ready for some mind-blowing facts about flies? Let's dive right in. Flies are faster than you think. A common housefly can fly at speeds up to 5 miles per hour. That's faster than you can walk. So the next time you're trying to swat one, remember it's basically a tiny speedster zipping around your room. Now let's talk about their eyes. Flies have compound eyes, which means they have thousands of individual lenses. Each lens provides a different view of their surroundings, allowing them to detect movement and changes in light intensity rapidly. Picture having thousands of miniature cameras, each capturing a different angle. That's what it's like for a fly. But that's not the only superpower these little critters have. Ever wondered how flies can walk upside down on the ceiling or along a window? It's all thanks to their special feet. Flies have tiny hair-like structures on their feet called setae. These setae secrete a kind of glue that lets them stick to almost any surface. So whether it's a slick glass window or a textured ceiling, a fly can navigate it with ease. Imagine if you could walk on the ceiling. Wouldn't that be something? And have you ever noticed that flies seem to rub their hands together? Well, they're not plotting anything sinister. They're actually cleaning themselves. Flies are constantly exposed to all sorts of dirt and bacteria, so they need to clean their bodies regularly, especially their sensitive antennae. They use their forelegs to do this, which looks a bit like they're rubbing their hands together. And here's a final fun fact. Flies don't have teeth. Instead, they have a long tube-like tongue called a proboscis that they use to suck up their food. They can't chew, so they spit out digestive enzymes that dissolve their food into a liquid form. Then, they slurp it all back up. Gross, but fascinating, right? Surprising, isn't it? There's a lot more to flies than meets the eye. So, let's quickly recap what we've learned about these tiny creatures. We've delved into the unseen world of flies, unearthing fascinating insights about their lives. From egg to adult, the life cycle of a fly is a captivating journey of transformation. We've also discovered the vital role flies play in our ecosystem. They're not just pests, but important pollinators and decomposers contributing to the balance of our environment. And who could forget the intriguing facts we've shared, like how a fly can see in almost all directions at once, or that there are over 100,000 species of flies in the world. These little creatures are full of surprises. So the next time a fly buzzes around you, don't just swat it away. Remember, they are more than just a nuisance. They are an essential part of our world.